Good morning, everyone. Today we're checking out a brand new video from Popcross Studios of, I guess, kind of redrawing Super Mario fusions that were submitted via his subscribers. But we all pretty much know this one as Dark Souls Bowser video, so let's hop in and check it out. What you got, Popcross?
Coming up in today's video, Gaping Bowser is a deeply unpleasant name to say, so
This is really stupid.
Yeah, I don't like that.
What is that? Because it has nothing to do with the video.
I'm not trying to throw in a meme here.
Captain America Rosalina, not bad.
Hit like if you want.
Subscribe if you feel like it.
But
By
either
the
way,
enjoy the show. Alright, what's up first?
I really shouldn't be telling you this. They really don't want you to know this. Both of those lines are commonly used introductions for videos online because everyone wants to feel like they're getting access to information that they're not supposed to have. So they're
Yes, the hidden lore of the universe.
pretty effective hooks. I considered trying to earnestly start this video with one of those sorts of lines, but I couldn't really think
that's
of
a lot
a
of
way to
books.
relate that to what this video is about,
items.
which is taking submissions sent in by my subscribers of Super Mario characters fused with whatever random
anything.
weird other pop culture character they wanted to fuse them with, for me to then show off the submission
I'm sorry, was that a Kratos Yoshi? What would you even call that? Yotoshi? Oh, I guess you would just call it that.
and redraw some of the submissions in my own art style. Plus, that
Yep.
just got me wondering, who is this they that people refer to? The they don't want you to know this. Is it supposed to be like the Illuminati, or is it the lizard people, or is it something that's a...
What?
Bulbasaur.
Oh no! The Council of Bubble Souls!
It's you.
Bulbasaur.
How is your lighting so different from me when we're in the same room? Anyway, these
That's who! The Council!
donuts also don't really have much to do with the video. I just wanted to share this recipe with you all because, well, they don't exactly have a traditional donut texture to them. I do really like this dessert. I've made it a bunch recently, and desserts like this that are low calorie and high protein are helping me personally stay in the best shape of my life pretty easily while still...
You mean like that sandwich made last week that was like so much damn protein? It was, I was about to make a joke of like Rodney Dangerfield from an episode of Family Guy, but I'm not sure how the joke is gonna go over. So I'm gonna switch it up. A sandwich is made of so much protein, I can hear the protein monster calling for it by name.
eating
Sweet
lots of
home.
really great
Good
foods that I
comment.
love. Also, a fun little fact about these donuts, they are the stickiest thing that has ever happened. But if you can get yourself past that part of the process,
I mean, one thing is that you're meant to, put a little flour on your hand so it doesn't stick as much.
then the end result is a dessert that I think is pretty tasty that you can eat a bunch of. And you can always experiment with the ratios if it doesn't work out. I kind of change the recipe every time I make
Bulbasaur behind him. Look down on the stove. That's the Bulbasaur.
something. To
Oh, they were on the fridge.
see if I can find a version that I like more or has better macros. You could swap in some whey protein powder instead of flour, make the protein even higher. And for me, that's one of the most fun parts about experimenting with new recipes like this. The recipe's linked in the description, but of course, now it's time for me to actually eat one. Hey!
Bulbasaurs.
Are you serious? Well, I guess they don't want me to have donuts. But art is also my nourishment, so let's just get into that, shall we?
I
Yeah.
won't bury the lead here, Dark Souls fans. We are starting off with Gaping Bowser,
God, that sounds so wrong.
submitted by Strawberry Impact. And Gaping Bowser is a deeply unpleasant name to say, so 11 out of 10 naming there, Strawberry Impact. And at a
Completely.
glance, when I first saw this thing, I actually didn't realize it was a Dark...
Reason why it's called that, for many of you out there that don't know anything about Dark Souls, this boss over here that I'm partly covering is known as the Gaping Dragon. Mostly because its mouth descends down its gullet to this kind of a crotch area. It's also six-legged, as you can kind of tell. A little difficult to see, but still. I mean, it's Dark Souls. They're not meant to make sense.
Souls boss. I haven't really played Dark Souls. I mean, I've tried to, but I'm more of a casual gamer. So I actually thought that this was Bowser mixed with Absolute Killer Croc from the Absolute Batman run.
Now that would have looked badass.
But of course, then I read the stuff that was submitted by Strawberry Impact along with the character, and saw that it was actually fused with the Gaping Dragon from the I think, first Dark Souls game, and man, is that thing gnarly looking, and do I love it. Plus, when I
Yep.
saw this was a Dark Souls thing, I was even more excited to do this submission because a bunch of my subscribers have asked me to work with Dark Souls before, but I don't know anything about the lore. So what better opportunity to delve into it for the first time when I'm making one of these new experimental kind of format sorts of videos where I don't
these
really
are
write
nice.
out a full story or anything, so I don't have to know as much about the lore as long as I can make the design look cool. Which, by the way, I'm having so much fun making this weird new anything as anything series, although I guess this video
Anything into anything.
doesn't necessarily fit because I'm not turning the submissions into, well, I guess I'm turning subscriber art into my own art, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
still
there you
putting it in
go.
the playlist. I might end up renaming that playlist sometime in the near future to, like, Pop Cross but with weird antics or something. Anyway, with this
Just call it Pop Antics.
submission, Strawberry Impact gave this lore. After consuming a grayish-green blossom that was said to make him stronger than his greatest rival Mario, Bowser deeply regret his choice and will never be the same again. Turning his
Yep.
hunger into the driving force of his existence, now, instead of wanting Princess Peach out of love, his mind has been warped to believe she could be the cure of his cursed hunger.
Pure hunger.
I think you did an
God,
awesome
I
job
love
with this
it.
submission, Strawberry Impact. It was a super fun one to work with for me. And also, while I was doing this drawing, mid-drawing, I just Googled grass texture brush, imported that into Sketchbook Pro, which I do all of my art in, and I tried that out for doing the grass under gaping Bowser's feet. And my
Yep.
goodness, did that make doing grass easier. I can't believe I haven't tried that sooner. It was my first time using it, so it's a little bit rough, and I'll have to finesse and practice and get better with my technique with
Oh,
this
that it
brush.
is.
But definitely expect to see more of that in the future when I do more drawings with grass in them.
Honestly, yeah, that does actually look pretty good. And so does the damn artwork. Like, holy crap. I wonder what you could make everyone else.
Before we move on to the next round of submissions, I just want to do some highlights of ones that didn't get picked but were pretty close. This one from Jammy Creations was
Ooh.
super close.
Oh, it's a Decepticon Bowser. Ooh, okay. Fusion, Bullet Bill, Tank Mode, the Insignia. This is all awesome. I would have loved this. Of course, this would be more like the turning Mario characters into Transformers series.
If I'd done 5 for this episode, this probably would have been the 5th. Because
Love
this
it.
Bowser Megatron is just fantastic looking.
It's Bowsertron!
I also really like this Ben 10 Bowser fusion from Spidexsaurus. We got a few cool Ben 10 ones this month.
it's
but I
not
think
bad.
this might have been my favorite. Then we got a really cool Bowser. Well, a lot of these are Bowsers.
Oh,
I guess I
it's,
just really like a lot of the Bowser ones this
Daredevil.
month, or Bowser in general. But a Bowser Daredevil here was nice and
That
weird.
is pretty
Here's a
nice.
non-Bowser one from Kimi Lemon. I really like this one. I wasn't
Oh.
familiar with that dragon because I haven't watched the TV show of How to Train Your Dragon, but I thought that
It's been a while since I've watched it, so I don't remember what the hell this thing is.
that was a fun idea. Then this one from Xylan Tunes. The person's been chosen multiple times, and I think I've said their name wrong multiple times. Even though I'm not really familiar with the character Luigi was being fused with, this one was just really...
Yeah, I don't know. Something about Wait a Minute Bliss. I think I just realized who this is. Is this that weird fourth member of the Powerpuff Girls from the reboot?
cool. And of course, we've got another Bowser one here. Bowser mixed with Gamera. And this one
Ooh,
sent in by
love it.
Dookie was super close to getting picked too. It might have if it had just been a little bit more weird of a fusion. Because Big Turtle
Yeah, you're just fusing a big turtle with another big turtle. You're not making anything else but a bigger turtle.
Monster mixed with Big Turtle Monster felt a little bit too close, but don't let that take away from the fact that this was an awesome submission. But
It's
the
still
next one that
good.
we're actually going with was a super standout from the whole batch of submissions. Next up, we have Captain Celestial or Rosalina Rogers.
Captain Celestia, I like that.
One
That's
of
pretty
actually
good.
2 flying female hero characters in this episode. In fact, there's also 2 dragons in this episode, so I guess if you like weird dragons and flying ladies, this is the perfect episode for you.
Flying
This fusion
ladies
was
and
merging
dragons.
Captain America with Rosalina, which was a suitably weird idea and was very well executed by Aiden Van Dyke, who, I may have this wrong, but I think has submitted 16 times for community redraws, and this is the first time being chosen. Though I did
Hey,
recognize some of
congrats.
Aiden's past submissions, and they've definitely been heavy contenders before, that were almost picked for redraws but weren't. I could have that wrong, maybe Aiden has been picked at some point, but I've been doing this every month for 6
Ooh.
or space, blank, 7 years. I'm not.
Oh, I get it, because you're not a fan of that meme either. Yeah, I don't know why at all either. I mean, whenever I'd be like hanging out with my family or just doing anything, and then someone would say 6 or 7, and just saying 6 or 7, and my little sister would just do something and dumb. They did that damn meme with the hand things. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Not trying to throw in a meme here. It has literally been 6 or insert enough space so it's not that meme that I still don't understand.
No
7
one understands
years.
it. Even the people that do the meme don't understand it.
In that ballpark. Anyway, speaking of past prompts, the prompt for the next month's community redraw will be somewhere in this episode, but you'll just have to find it if you want to participate because these weird antic videos don't have any set structure yet. Anyway, Aiden's submission here was awesome and I loved the idea, the execution, especially my favorite thing was using the Mario Lumas for the star on the suit and on the shield. That is
pretty
just
good.
Brilliant. I love that. And here's the lore
clever.
that Aiden sent in with this submission. Our story begins when a young girl meets a small star child in a rusted spaceship. The Luma introduced himself as Bucky and said he'd been separated from
Of course the Luma is Bucky.
his family. The girl introduced herself
So wait, would that make him the Winter Star then?
as Rosalina Rogers and offered to fix his ship and accompany Bucky to his home. Together they repaired his rusted spaceship and flew across the universe. They followed a trail of starbits, which also acted as a form of sustenance for the pair. The starbits had an
food.
additional effect on Rosalina, though. The starbits granted her enhanced strength, durability, and speed, as well as limited cosmic powers. After years of travel,
Interesting.
Rosalina and Bucky arrived at his home, the Celestial Kingdom. It was being attacked by the Red Skeleton Koopa, Dry Bowser. Rosalina
Of
and
course.
Bucky defeated Dry Bowser with the power of the starbits and drove him from the land.
Sorry, Red Skull Bowser. That would actually look pretty damn awesome.
The Lumas were so happy they named Rosalina Captain Celestial and gave her a shield to symbolize her protective nature. Bucky took the name the Winter Luma and vowed to
I was close. Winter Luma.
follow her to the end of the galaxy. Together they travel the galaxy, protecting planets from Dry Bowser's oppression. It was a super fun submission. Extra big congratulations to you, Aiden, if this really is the first time you're being picked after 16 attempts. And here is my take on Rosalina Rogers.
You know what? I love it. And honestly, this would have made a better Captain Marvel than the actual Captain Marvel we did get.
Alrighty, well we do have 2 more drawings for this episode, but I didn't really think about what I was going to do or
Bulbasaur.
talk about while the rest of the submission scroll played for this episode, because
Bulbasaur.
we've got a lot more art to show.
Bulbasaur.
Jesus, what? What?
Your Bulbasaur.
No, I'm not gonna do Bulgarian split squats while the rest of the submission scroll plays.
Oh no.
Because I hate doing those.
Oh,
jeez. Okay, fine.
Okay, here we go. I saw that. That was a Mario Kratos.
This is really stupid.
A lot of these are nice.
Bulbasaur. Because it has nothing to do with the video.
Bulbasaur.
Yeah, right.
This is literally the Pop Antics playlist, man. Is that Thrag mixed with Rosalina?
Lots of stuff I do in these doesn't really have anything to do with the video.
Luigi Kratos, I saw that.
So you
That
got
was a 4-armed Donkey Kong. I saw that.
any vacations coming up? Oh yeah, that should be nice.
These are all... I'm sorry, was that a Waluigi Titan? A lot of these are really good. There's so much to just stop and go through frame by frame.
Sets.
There was a Xenomorph Yoshi, I saw that.
Oh, yeah. I'm switching legs. You gotta do both legs.
You do have to switch legs.
This is not entertaining for people, you know.
All of these are so good,
I know my
but I don't
word
want to
bad,
keep
this is
pausing on
my
every
second
single
take 'cause
one.
The camera wasn't aiming the right way, you know that.
That was one that was just named
Someone's
Charles.
complained
I
about
saw
my
that.
form, I just know it. The point is,
Mario
I can
Rogers,
feel a
I saw
burn,
that.
so that's what matters.
These are all so good that you just have to
Don't
stop and go over them one by one
Got more in
personally
me.
to see all of them. There was a Guzzlord Toad, I saw that.
Pretend Goggins is watching. Jeez. Drop set.
Like, look at these are all awesome. A lot of Bowser, like you said, but you know, that just kind of makes sense. It's Bowser. Everyone
Next
loves
up,
Bowser.
we have a submission called a Noibones, which was named by our
Ooh.
submitter's brother and is a fusion of a Dry Bones Koopa Troopa from Mario and Noivern from
Noivern,
Pokemon.
nice.
This was sent in by Brenna McCausland, and I loved both color variants that Brenna sent in. One, the white version,
One
was
regular
the
and one
shiny
shiny.
variant of the original. And I wasn't actually sure which one I was going to draw. Obviously, it made sense to do the original.
Oh, I'm kind of covering up the original. Whoops. Sorry, guys.
But I really like the shiny variant, so I decided I'll do with this submission what I've done with a bunch of other art in this series, and do the shiny color variant of this guy at the end of the video when I'm doing the positive or inspiring end note. Now here's the lore that Brenna sent
Alright.
in along with this drawing. Noibones is a rare Pokemon that appears in caves all across the world. It appears when a Noivern dies and a parasitic shadow Pokemon latches on to the back of its skeleton. The shadow
Ooh.
Pokemon then mutates the skeleton to enhance
Oh, that's the shell right here. Oh, love it, love it. I love little lore like that.
enhance the Noivern's previous abilities, and to add some newer ones. The Pokemon was first discovered when a cave diver explored a cave that was rumored to be haunted. This cave diver then found one of these Noibones, and the cave nearly collapsed when it attacked him. From that day
can see
onward,
why.
scientists have wished to further study the shadow Pokemon and the mutations it causes to the skeletal remains of Noiverns.
I like
Now,
this.
one of my personal favorite kaiju drawings that I've ever done is my Noivern as a kaiju, and I've also done a Venomized Noivern before, which I don't remember
Sweet.
being super in love with how that one turned out, but either
Actually, I kind of have to agree with you. While it does look good with the colors, it also was a little more simplistic. I guess it was one of your earlier blocks. But if you ever went back to redraw it, and you could actually add in how, you know, the Carnage and Venom symbiotes are weak to sound. So it could be like blasting itself to try to get some of the symbiote off it. It's only for it to latch onto part of its face or something. That was something though. That was something.
way, my intent for this one was to be my new best Noivern related art. And I don't know if I quite got there, but I do think it still turns out pretty cool. I did tweak the shape of the head a little bit. I mean, in all of these submissions, I make some changes that I felt were a bit more in my aesthetic or vibe, or just kind of happened while I was in the flow of the drawing. But in this case,
It
it might have been
happens.
a little bit more dramatic. Brenna's head proportion design was more like Noivern, and mine is a bit more like a Dry Bones. I didn't really have a reason for that. I thought Brenna's submission was awesome. It just kind of happened while I was
mean,
drawing.
both.
It
Both.
also would have made
Both
more
were good.
sense if I'd drawn this guy in a cave, since that's what the lore said, but admittedly I might have gotten a little bit overzealous and really liked the actual drawing and started doing the drawing before I read the lore. So I ended up giving it a volcanic background instead, and just a good reminder for me that I should always read the lore before I actually start into the submission. The volcanic
just
kind of background
happens.
I was going for was more like the lava levels in Mario or in Bowser's Castle at the end of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And well, lore-wise, it doesn't exactly fit. I do think it worked well for this drawing in general. So let's
Like
take
I
a
said,
look at the
it
finished
happens,
result.
man. Still though, I do like this, but I'm actually curious about what's making the membrane of the wings. Is that also the shadow Pokemon?
So this is a little bit awkward. I was going to suggest at this point in the video that if you've never seen my videos before and you're enjoying this, or you stopped watching the channel a while ago and you're liking this video, you might want to subscribe, because I'm trying
I just wasn't sure about the previous antics. I mean, that's why I'm kind of hopping in with this one.
more stuff like this, but they don't want you to subscribe. They also said they don't want you to check out my brand new art book, the Gone Grim color variant art book, or any of
Oh yeah? You know what I have to say to that, Bulbasaur Council? Subscribed! Purchased! Purchased! Purchased!
the books that I have on sale on Amazon right
Why
now
did I buy
to
the book
celebrate
separate?
the fact that this book has gone up. I've got tons of books with my art and advice and novels and coloring books, but like I said, they don't want you to buy them. I mean, my Amazon and Blurb bookstores are linked in the description if you want to defy them, but
Defy them.
I don't really know if that's worth the risk.
They're just grass poison types.
Anyway, let's get into the next drawing, yeah?
We can defeat
The
them.
next submission comes to us from Hi Caboose.
Oh, Tech Jacket of Invincible. Huh. Okay.
Which coincidentally is what I will hopefully have if I continue to do Bulgarian split squats. And we have a fusion of Daisy with a character from Invincible that I was not familiar with, Tech Jacket, but who actually seems to be a super popular character because he even got a spin-off comic series. I don't think I have...
That's nice, but I wouldn't worry too much about what he looks like in the show because I gender swapped him. And apparently made him made her a love interest for Oliver. Man, I gotta continue watching Invincible. It's been a little bit.
Never read up to that part in Invincible where this character shows up, and it seems like in the show so far, he's only appeared as a background sort of character. But regardless, I was a big fan of the submission that Hi Caboose sent in here, and that might partially because it kind of has Samus from Metroid vibes, whose design I also love.
Oh shit,
the
you're right.
lore that
It
Hi
does.
Caboose sent in goes as follows. Raised as the princess of Sarasaland, Daisy was well liked by her people, with her overseeing a time of great peace. However, this changed one day when they were attacked by an unknown threat calling themselves the Koopa. All hope seemed to be
The
lost.
Koopa.
That is, until a
Course.
mysterious warrior clad in red and blue armor appeared and almost single-handedly defeated the Koopa. That was until the final battle against the Koopa's leader, in which the warrior took a fatal blow, but was still able to push the remaining Koopa forces to retreat. In their final moments, this warrior transferred their suit, which then fused itself to Princess Daisy, changing its shape and color to be a better fit for the princess.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure where I was going with that. I thought it was going to make like Mario Invincible, but no. It was a Mario Tech Jacket that then passed on the jacket to Daisy. Okay.
Princess
okay.
Daisy now struggles with the burden
like.
of leading her people while also being their only hope against the growing dangers that surround them. Thankfully, the suit of armor Daisy has been granted is more than up to the challenge of facing these threats. It provides her with super strength, speed, reflexes, and many more abilities such as flight. The suit is also able to form weapons from itself, while also able to repair any damage it takes. Since her time in the suit began, Daisy has had to fend off multiple Koopa invasions, swarms of egg-shaped robots, and so on.
The
She has
Eggbots.
even had to aid former allies of the mysterious warrior who first donned the suit in their times of need. Super
I
cool
like
submission,
it.
and just in terms of my drawing, I think it's fun that nowadays, when I realize there's a character that I have an excuse to draw buildings as the environment, I actually get excited about that instead of dreading it, and that is a very nice place to be in. Oh, by the way, for the next community redraw, I guess I might as well do this now, I want people to submit their own original Backrooms entities. Since the Backrooms
Ooh,
movie is going to
yes.
be coming out at the end of May, around the same time the next community redraw will come out. If you don't know much about the Backrooms, basically just think if you fell through the floor right now and ended up in a creepy liminal space of endless eerie
good clipping.
rooms, what is the last creature or being you would want to come across?
Easy. Myself.
Please submit only via email to popcrossanimations@gmail.com on or before the deadline. I usually give like a 24-hour window even after the deadline, just because of time zones, but the deadline is on screen. Anyway, besides
Yep,
that, we're about to
May
wrap up
22nd.
the last drawing. Thank you so much to Hi Caboose for the submission, and I hope everyone enjoys the final result.
I like it. I don't know what the deal with the Pompadour is, but then again, that is on Tech Jacket originally, so I still don't know what the deal is with the Pompadour. Nothing against it. Just curious.
By the time I finished that drawing, it was well overdue for me to go for my daily walk, so to increase the exercise a little bit, I threw some weights into my backpack, and I also brought along the King of the Bulbasaurs, because it turns out that whole group, are kind of in control of a lot of things in the world. They even control the YouTube algorithm, so if this video
Oh
happens
my.
to get over 1 million views, you can guess that's because we came to an arrangement that works for the both of us. But anyway, besides that, that's all for today, except of course for ending this video on some kind of positive or inspiring inspiring note. And the thought I want to leave people with today is a quote I heard this week from Jamie C. Well, not so much a
what'd you
quote,
hear?
more of a suggestion to ask yourself. And that is, if you could talk to the future version of you right now, the version of you that you most want to be, what do you think they would be heavily suggesting that you do more of or do less of?
Ooh.
Or both? I think that's a really good thing to consider, and I've
That
talked
is a
before,
good one.
I like to think about my future self giving me lots of advice and encouragement about how all the things I want to achieve are coming and faster than I might even think. I hope that's useful or inspiring. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video on Friday. And if you enjoyed this, you might want to check out my weird food as demons video from the other.
That is a pretty good one. Alright everyone, that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Before I sign off, I wanted to tell you all something. I did check out that video from Clown Puncher of turning the Joker into a D&D monster, but he had requested that the video be taken down, so it is taken down and will not be seen by the general public. I'm sorry for that. Aside from that, remember, if you want me to check out any other videos, remember to suggest them by posting a comment on the community post. And I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all of you next time when we flick back on. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.